So far we've been concerned mainly with displaying information on the user's browser, and at the very beginning of the course I suggested that there was a fairly simple model of how the web works. You send a URL, you get this static document back. Of course, the truth is that, especially for interesting sites, there's a lot more back and forth. This is an interactive media program. The core way in which users communicate back to the server or back to the system is using forms and something called CGI, Common Gateway Interface. We aren't dealing very much with the back end in this particular course. We focus much more on the front end, that is the way things are viewed and displayed to the user. Forms are obviously viewed and displayed to the user, and they provide an opportunity to send information back to the server where something happens with it. Now later in the course we'll deal with some simple things that could happen with it, but for now we're just going to talk about making the form present itself to the user. That is how we encode the form in HTML. In many cases this will be handled by CMS, by content management systems, but you still need to have a good idea of what the form looks like and how it works so that you can style it and use it appropriately. So let's include a little survey item in our phone project here, so that people can contact us and give us their opinion on the difference between the iPhone and the Droid. All right, so here we have the things that we should be familiar with by now. We've got the HTML and it's being displayed. Let's do a section right before the footer here with the thanks. Let's maybe put it here. We'll do what we've been doing so far, which is type out the form first. So we'll do your name, your email. I don't know why we would need that. 18 or older. And then we need a submit button. We'll just do submit for now to make it easy. Alright, so obviously I'm not going to bother you with saving this. You know it's just going to be a mess. But we do need to say that this is going to be a form. So we'll start the form there, and we'll end it down here. Oh, we should have a comment section as well. Alright, so what type of input is this? So on a form there's a number of things you can choose from. The most frequently seen one is just a short box that you put text into, and this is called an input box. We're going to have another input box here. These are going to be self-closing tags, and so all the stuff that we want it to do is going to exist here in the tag itself as attributes. So we'll do type. In this case, it's the type of input is text, and the name is user. We'll just do a name. Alright, so what is this name piece? Now's the time to take a moment here, because it's going to be important later on that you understand this. When you send things back to the server, you send a list of, like attributes, a list of boxes in which content is being sent, envelopes or boxes. And so you need a name on each of. You can't just send blank boxes. When it gets there, they need to know when they're unpacking it what all this data is. You don't want to confuse the person's name with their phone number, etc. So you have these labels on the boxes or the envelopes that you're sending to the server, and that's what the name is. So we're going to send them a box with labeled user, and in that box it's going to be whatever the person types in this particular form. All right. So we need to do the same here for the second one. We'll do this one is also an input type text. Name is, so we've got two choices here. We've got the iPhone or the Droid. This sort of input means one or the other, and that's called radio buttons. And so to encode a radio button, we need to do input type equals radio. Once again, we have to name it. And the name is, we'll just call it phone. And then the value is iPhone. Now, so this one has a new thing for us, a value. So we've got an input, the type is radio, the name, again, the name is the thing, the name of the envelope that's going to be sent. And if the person checks this item, chooses this item among the available options, then they will end up with iPhone being sent. We could just make that 1 or 2 or something, but the value that will be put in that envelope is iPhone, right? Okay. The second option is we'll put another radio button there, and it's also going to be sent in the phone, but in this case it's going to be Droid that gets put in that envelope. So is that clear? You have a box or an envelope. Oops. And in that envelope, up here, whatever the user types is going to go into that envelope. Down here, it's which one they check. If they check this one, you're going to put the value iPhone into that box or that envelope called phone. And if they check this one, then when you open up that envelope on the server side, it will say Droid. Okay, so again, the name is what goes on the outside of the envelope or on the outside of the box, and then the value is what goes inside that box or envelope. All right. 18 or older, we're going to make this, I mean, I guess we could do under 18 or older over 18 and use radio buttons again, but we're trying to use as many things as possible. So we're going to do another input. This time the type is checkbox. The name is going to be over 18, and the value is going to be yes. So in this case, if the person checks the checkbox, an envelope will be sent and the value of yes will go into the envelope marked over 17. If that isn't checked, then in fact in this form, that envelope will be empty. Actually, it won't send the envelope at all because there's be nothing to put in the envelope. But the only case we need to look for now is whether the person checked that box, and if they check that box, the system will put a yes into that envelope and send it along to the server. And then we have a comments section.